Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Magic and Miracles, where you learn how to be the magician of your life. My name is Anna, and I created Magic and Miracles with one purpose only: to help people of all walks of life all around the world achieve their manifestation goals and dreams. True story. All the information from me is below. What I do in my coaching with individuals, again, of all walks of life. I've been a coach for 10 years, 3 years on YouTube now. This is a brand new channel, so big thumbs up and big subscribe. I have a predecessor channel. It's linked below, unfortunately, or fortunately, really fortunately is how I think of it today. It got hijacked by haters out of jealousy. Nevertheless, it had some 22,000 subscribers there, and you're welcome to explore my work there. The plethora of work speaks for itself. Over 600 videos, shorts, audios, lives, etc. You're welcome to explore. My personality is very direct, very straightforward. That's my personality in real life, and I really don't see a point to be any other way, because chances are, not for nothing, you've had other coaches. You're probably on your 11th coach at this point, and I have way too much respect for people. Personally, having gone through my own mama drama panorama and having done the deep dive myself, which is how I know how to coach people, to lie to people and to mislead them into quick fixes and all that bullshit that's really popularized by coaches on the internet, but rather give them real solutions. Okay, so this is why I'm very straightforward, very honest, and I pride myself in this. This is the only way that you will succeed. Okay, you should really understand that. So, to be in my coaching, after exploring the plethora of my material, you need to book a 1 hour session. In this session, we converse, we rendezvous, and we talk via Zoom. Okay. In this session alone, I will give you advice that if you take action on it and if you cash it in at the bank, as it were, metaphorically speaking, you will succeed inevitably. Now, whether or not you'll take action on it, that's a different story. Upon conclusion of that session, if you decide to continue, if we both decide this is a good match, there's resonance, etc., you are expected to book what's called a signature coaching package. Okay, you really need to be prepared to rock and roll in that sense. No hard feelings. If you're not, I'm just simply going to move on to the next person who is. It's just how it works. Reason why is very simple. I'm only one person. I can only take on that many clients at a time. So if you unfortunately are not ready, again, no hard feelings. I just have to move on to the next person who is. Okay. Now, there are installment payment links on my website for this package, the signature coaching package, which I just mentioned, of which I recommend 2 to 3 months in coaching with me. That's on average. That's what's enough. If somebody stays in my coaching longer than that, I usually downgrade them to a package that is not 3 times per week, which is what the signature coaching package is. Why is it this intense? It's because you've had your beliefs, your old beliefs that are running the show right now. You've lived with them for decades. And I'm not looking to dilly-dally with them. I'm really looking to shock the system, as it were, and really make them very uncomfortable. Your old beliefs have gotten really cozy, really comfortable with you, and we really need to shock the system so that they let go of you and you finally start deciding, maybe for the first time in your life, what's really important to you, how you really want to live your life. So it's a 3-step process. First, we process your mama drama panorama, which is everything that happened up until today, all the traumatic experiences. It's not a laughing matter. It's just a phrase that I came up with, mama drama panorama. It's very important. Why? Because it lets me in on, again, your belief system, your emotions, the emotional makeup, not just the belief system, but the emotional makeup of what are you living with today. Okay. And I metaphorically describe it as a living room with piled up garbage in it. There's a lot of unprocessed emotions. Okay. Right now, chances are, if you're struggling to manifest your SP, if you're struggling with other things, that's what's keeping you to the old timeline. And what I do in my coaching very effectively If you, follow the yellow brick road of my coaching process, and don't rebuttal me, trust me, I've done this with like thousands of people. You need to process the emotions that are associating you, still keeping you stuck to the old timeline. Let go of them, process that, learn the tools to deal with it. And I will be discussing some of the things today that will really, really help you. And then quantum leap to the new timeline, the golden Buddha timeline, where you ultimately belong. You've always belonged there. Let me just make it clear. This is where you actually belong. We're just rerouting you back to what was supposed to be all this time before. And so we process the emotions. I definitely teach you all the tricks and methodology that I myself tested on my own life, and definitely, coach people in the last 10 years that work infallibly. The jewel box, the treasure box, all of these tools are yours. I also teach you energy work. The manifestation itself is rather simple, as you may understand. A child can do it. It's to have the clean canvas going into this manifestation journey, to this new timeline. Energy work is something, in the way that I teach it, no coach on planet Earth teaches. Okay. And it's, again, very simple, but you first need to, order of business would be to process your mama drama panorama. And then, because your energy will be pure, it will be clear, you will be far more successful in that way. And you will understand when and if you come into my coaching and study and learn that. Okay, so that's the process, kind of like really roughly the 3-step process. And again, I recommend 2 to 3 months in coaching with me. Before you book, or rather, once you book the first session, you need to sign the coaching agreement. Please see all of the instructions on the community board. It literally gives you blow by blow everything that you need to do, the scanning of the document, etc. You really need to treat this as a legal document, so please read through it. It covers you, but it also covers me in certain aspects. Just read through it and understand what you're agreeing towards, because I will hold you to it. It's a very self-explanatory coaching agreement, but just make sure you read through it, sign it, print your name, date it, scan the document, and send it back to me. And this is how you book. This is how we rendezvous for the first session. Okay. If you have any questions about what I just said, please reach out to me. There's also a new package that I've implemented, how to unfuck your life in 30 days. There's a whole audio/video on my channel about that. Go explore that. That's for somebody who really needs extra support right now. And also, I want to mention the signature energy course. This is a do-it-yourself course. This is for somebody really advanced. Okay. I would really recommend this for somebody who's already either in the process of processing their mama drama panorama, their emotions, etc., or has done so already. And this will be immensely effective for you. The course consists of 15 audios. 2 of them are meditations, really powerful one, the Golden Buddha meditation, as well as the healing meditation. The rest is literally guiding you through every single situation that may arise in your life, how to deal with it with the energy work. Okay, how to affect your SP with the energy work, how to affect your health with energy work, money, etc., 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 career, you name it. So it goes blow by blow, and those audios, they're like anywhere from 35 minutes to an hour. So if you want to sample my coaching in that way and then get clarity, maybe one-on-one, the links are below, as well as the installment links are below for that, if that's what you need. All right. So I think I've covered everything I needed. So big thumbs up and big subscribe. Let me just make sure you guys can hear me. Yes, you can. All right. So today's subject, the topic of today, is something I've been meaning to talk about for quite some time. And I feel like it really will help a lot of people. How to have an epic comeback on your SP. Okay. So when we're starting out the conversation with your SP, right? I very much want to draw your attention towards the fact that this situation too will help you master your life like you won't believe. It isn't just about your SP. It's about the entire energy around your world, the entire aura around you. Okay. It's about the timeline that you're residing in, but it's very much the kind of energy that right now operates in your world. So when we're looking at matters like SPs, understand it's not just SP, it's everything else combined. Okay, everything that represents you. And I really, as I've said in the beginning, I'm very honest, and there's power in truth and honesty. So when you're embarking on this journey, please don't watch 300 million videos on YouTube about how to bring back your SP if you're not doing any work on yourself. Like, it's just not going to happen. It's just not. And you're going to waste your money and time if any coach tells you otherwise. These little quick fixes, they just don't exist. I'm going to lay out the majority of the things that will help you, and I'll hope you listen and you take action on those. Understand there's no quick fix. It's about the entirety of the energy that you're constantly swimming in your 360 bubble. Okay. Doesn't mean that you're a bad person, doesn't mean that you're less valuable. I would just view this whole situation of bringing back your SP as an opportunity to revamp and in fact, yes, have the most epic comeback on your SP and on yourself. Okay, reminding yourself of who you really are, the golden Buddha. That's your opportunity at hand, and I would get excited about it, not be miserable about it. It's a change of perspective that I am encouraging in my coaching and on my channel alike. And you will find that, it's all about the self empowerment with me, where it's not necessarily so much about your SP, because, again, once you change your aura, once you change your energy of your own world, the right version of SP will show up. Okay, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. So, the number one thing, I have a lot of notes. So if you see me looking down, I apologize. I'm just reading my notes to make sure that I cover everything today. Okay, so the number one thing that came to mind and that I wrote down is definitely having new standards, having new expectations. So if it's your um, if it's your habit, essentially, right now, you are in some kind of a habit. You are doing something that isn't working. Okay. You think, again, that it's not about all of the work that you have to do on yourself. It's just some little trick that you need to fix with this SP. It's not. It's an overall changeover, a change of your mind. What kind of things will I accept? You might be thinking that I'm in the habit of thinking, first of all, I don't have my SP. Okay, that's generally true with most people. I don't have my SP. I don't deserve them. Somebody else deserves them more because maybe there's a third party, or what? Maybe there isn't, but you suspecting, or maybe even if there isn't a third party, they're not with you. Okay, so not only do I not have them, I don't deserve them. I've done something wrong. Okay, and this is why I find myself in this situation. That is not the case. You just don't have the expectation and the standard of, it doesn't go automatically right now in your mind of, I deserve this SP and more. I can have any fucking body. If I want this SP, they will be mine. Right now, your world, chances are, is around this SP and nothing else. Again, there may be exclusions, okay, right now, and you might say, no, that's not me. But your attention is so focused on this person that you're not letting yourself be your golden Buddha. A golden Buddha does not place all of their fucking attention on one person and letting them determine whether or not you're worthy of love. Okay, so the new standard then should be, and everybody's different, you will have your own, unique situation, and that's understandable. But what you need to understand that unless you make up your mind that in my world, yes, it used to be some other way. Okay. It used to be that they ignore me. It used to be that there's a third party. It used to be blah, blah, blah. But starting today, it comes with a decision, you see. There needs to be decisions made in the beginning, like which reality, which parallel timeline are you going to end up in? Okay. So it needs to be that if I have new standards, that I'm deciding that, first of all, no third party is a match to me. Okay, let's just say it like that. My standard is not to chase them, even energetically. I don't care to chase anybody. They're chasing me. That's another decision. The most important decision, however, is to really understand I have been selling myself short. Okay. I have had my head up my ass, excuse my language, and I really placed this person above me, which they never have been above me. It's not that I'm above them, but they're certainly not above me. They do not determine my happiness level. So this is really, really important. You on your own aura needs to be one of happiness, of light, without this person. This is the only way that you will have them back. This is the only way that you will be in charge of the narrative. This is the only way that you will manifest them, or anybody. Maybe you're not manifesting somebody back, but maybe your relationships, like one after the other, they're not successful. So the energy that you will bring home, back home to you, right now your energy is scattered all over the place. And that's a common mistake, again, for people who want to bring back their SP, who want to, really excel in this situation. Again, they're placing so much importance on it that all of their energy has left home, so to speak. It's time to bring it back home and place it on yourself, rather. That's what will carry weight and create a different narrative. Okay. So, what that basically means is that what matters most is how I feel. What matters most is appreciating myself, not in a narcissistic sense, not at all. Not that you're going to be nasty to people or rude to people or get on over somebody. No. But what you are going to prioritize. Okay, everybody wants to be prioritized in SP situations. Well, my darling, your chances are you're not prioritizing yourself right now, which is why they're not prioritizing you. Watch how the scales will completely tip in your favor when you are prioritizing yourself. You're prioritizing yourself, you're showing up for yourself, you're having different standards. No longer are you accepting some kind of breadcrumbing, some kind of ghosting, some kind of whatever. You are standing firm on your standards. It's my way or the motherfucking highway. And again, this has nothing to do with being nasty to the person. It's just internally you have made up your mind. Yeah, I was that like miserable person crying, melting ice cream on the floor. I'm not that person anymore. Good morning, how are you? As I've said in the beginning, the change of mind has to happen. And again, this is why I offer coaching, because it really does help if somebody's holding your hand throughout this process. I am not that person. I'm just fine without you. So if in fact you are to come and apologize for that ghosting, for choosing somebody else, which you fucking should, okay, not for nothing, but not in an angry way, okay, but we'll get to that. You will start to shift the scales into your favor, because right now you are just thirsty after this person's anything, a text, a call, anything, just like a beggar you are. Okay, you really need to shift positions to, this is not enough, this is not how I fucking play, and go fuck yourself. You need a reality check, my darling. And they will, I promise you, darling loves, they will have a reality check. You know why? Because I coach only benevolent people, 99.99% of them, and only empath, and you're all fucking superstars. Again, once in a blue moon, I had some situations, you're all aware of one. infamous one. But my pen dropped. So funny. Uh, my pen couldn't take it. But most of you are empath, and you really are the golden Buddha. And it's high time you fucking realize this shit. That person doesn't understand it, that you're the golden motherfucking Buddha, because you don't understand it. You're a superstar and you're selling yourself short. How does that fucking work? You're selling yourself short by playing a role that's unbecoming. It doesn't suit you. Okay? You really are a superstar. Like, imagine again Brad Pitt playing small or playing shy, or whoever you admire, some kind of an actor or an actress who's, really remarkable to you. That would look fucking weird, wouldn't it? Well, it looks weird also. But most importantly, energetically, you're misrepresenting yourself to your SP, but completely. Okay? So all of this energy needs to come back home. All of the chasing needs to stop fucking immediately. And you need to start making decisions what kind of standards I will accept. Okay? Like, from this point forward, what kind of a decision am I making? That how do they have to come back to me whilst you're working on yourself, okay, and on your energy? How do they have to come back and represent themselves to me for me to even fathom of forgiveness, of letting them speak to me? This should be your fucking stance. And again, listen, I'm excluding the abusive people. You know my stance on that. This is not the discussion about it. I'm talking about, like, if they ghosted you, chose somebody else, not returning your calls, this, that, not prioritizing you. Okay. You've been selling yourself short. That's the fucking situation. Okay. So new standards will be necessary for you to experience a new reality and change the narrative. When you realize, I'm going to read this passage. When you realize you're just as desirable as they are, if not more. Okay, you're more desirable than that fucking third party. You've made the third party more desirable in your mind. This is why your SP is still clinging on to that third party like for dear life. They're not more desirable than you. They're just not. Just take it from me. You're making it desirable in your mind, and so it keeps playing out. When you realize you're more desirable, okay, or just as desirable as your SP, if not more, and you stop acting the part that doesn't become you, like I said, you will have a whole shift in understanding of how to proceed in this relationship. No more playing small. No more, if I could just get one little text. Fuck that shit. You want the whole relationship. You want the whole commitment. You want the whole energy, the whole shebang to turn around in your favor. You're not going to accept any more fucking breadcrumbs, man. Don't even register that in your mind as I'll accept that. No, you won't. No, you fucking won't. You will accept marriage, you will accept proposal, you will accept moving in, you will accept whatever the fuck it is you're after. Maybe you don't want to get married. I have excuse me, not couples, clients like that in my coaching. They don't want to get married. That's fine. But you will not settle, is my point. Under no fucking bloody circumstances will you fucking settle. You've settled before. Look where it brought you. Okay? That's not acceptable anymore. Okay, I have a lot of notes, so let me just bear with me. Okay? So, loving and choosing yourself then. So, number one was having new standards and expectations. Number two, loving and choosing yourself first. Okay? I'm going to be the decider, not USP, how you choose to call me or not call me, choose to like my Instagram post. First of all, that's for teenagers. Go fuck yourself with your like on my Instagram post. Show up and be a good man or be a good woman. Okay? You can shove your like up your ass. Okay? What are we, children over here? I mean, my audience is like in their 30s and 40s and 50s and beyond. Like, let's play real games, okay? Not games even. Like, let's play it real kind of situation. So loving and choosing yourself means I'm not going to accept anything that you think that I used to accept. I'm going to accept the best, and my counsel is going to be with me. What does the new you, okay, in my coaching, I call it 2.0. Like, let's just say Anna 2.0. What is the 2.0 version of you will and will not accept? Okay. And I understand that for people pleasers, which I coach most of the time, and empath, it's a really difficult shift in perspective. You almost feel like you're selfish, or you almost feel like you're doing something you're not supposed to. But my darling, can I please tell you something? And I hope that you take it to heart. If you haven't, like, it's not surface level. I really mean it deep down inside. You're not being selfish. It's not until you're really kind to yourself and you really start prioritizing, how do I feel about this? What do I want to do? Not what other people want me to do, not what other people want me to say, not what other people want me to behave like. What do I really want to do? How do I really want to behave? What do I want to select for me? How do I want to feel every day? It's up to you. You're not being greedy. You're not being selfish. Unless you're being malicious and destructive, which I know my most of my audience, like I said, 99.9%, 99% of you are fabulous and benevolent. You're not being selfish. You're doing something you're supposed to, and you have been supposed to for a long, 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 long time. Try a different way. Start loving yourself, respecting yourself first, and say no. Say no. When it doesn't suit you, you are free to say no. No, you don't have to be rude. You don't have to. No, I don't. No, that's not enough anymore. I know it was enough before. People will respect you more. Just even outside your relationship with your SP. First of all, your SP will be like, holy shit, bananas. They're not spying. Don't worry. They know. They know that you're spying on them on Instagram and doing all this stupid shit that you're not supposed to. Okay. And they're having a little, it's psychology. Like, what can I tell you? They're having a little laugh. Oh, look, this little person, they're always going to be available and there for me. Break that cycle. Break that cycle right now. If you're going to do it on your own, okay, outside coaching, within coaching, it's a lot easier because you're going to have me and you're not going to be able to do stupid shit unless you just do it anyway, which people have done. You're going to have me at your beck and call, not 24/7, but when we have the sessions, unless you sign up for Unfuck Your Life in 30 days package, which it grants you more access to me. So check that out. No, just say no. This is not enough anymore. They know how you feel. So you backing the fuck back up and letting them think like you don't give a shit is a good thing for you. Okay, because you've placed way too much attention towards them. They know exactly that they can like do it like this and you'll run to them. That's not good. You have to break this cycle and really become more about yourself than about your SP. I know maybe that's not what you want to hear, but I'm just giving you what works, okay? You salivating and obsessing over this person is not going to give you results like whatsoever, nor is it mentally healthy, okay? Confirmation from the outside, the sirens. Now, having said all this, right? Of course, it's a process. Of course, it's a process of becoming this person gradually. Okay. It's very hard to let go of old habits of obsessing over a person. But gradually, but in a determined way, you need to understand that this is exactly what you need to let go of. This obsession, this, I need this person for happiness. No, you don't. No, you don't. You can be happy on your own, doesn't mean that you're going to be alone or without them, but you don't really need them. If you need them, you're in fucking trouble. You're in big fucking doo-doo, which you find yourself today. How's it working out? If you need something, you will never have it. If you're just happy on your own, you're content, you're fulfilled, you can have anybody and anything because everybody gravitates towards you. You just whistle, just like that. Okay. So, in the process, soothing yourself, when these thoughts come up and the fears and the insecurities, and maybe they're going to marry the third party and all of this stuff that you're scaring yourself with, don't do that anymore. Try to become your number one motherfucking fan. Become your number one motherfucking fan and big supporter. And a really healthy habit for your mental health and for the manifestation process to develop is to soothe yourself, not freak yourself out, but to soothe yourself and give yourself a pep talk. When you're freaking out, when you're having that spiral, again, if you're going to do it on your own, not in coaching, talk to yourself like you would to somebody you really admire, like you really care for. Hey, this is just a passing thought. This is just a passing fear. It doesn't represent a threat. This is not real. What you want, you already have. If you just start talking like this to yourself, the next time around is going to be easier and easier and easier. And most importantly, you will start trusting yourself. I know that sounds kind of really strange, but that's what it's about. And like I said, I've done the deep dive. I've gone through this process of being against myself and freaking myself out 24/7. And I've had anxiety, just like some of the people that I coach, and maybe most of you, as it were. It just, you have to talk yourself down from being your worst fucking enemy. Okay. And freaking yourself out. Like, understand, irrational decisions come from that. You don't sleep at night. You're afraid constantly. Nothing good can come from that. Just nothing good can come. Abandon that shit and really just at least logically start to understand, like, I am not going to achieve any fucking thing, anything at all, if I'm going to be against myself, if I'm going to be talking nastily to myself and freaking myself out and placing somebody else as more important, whether that's your SP, whether that's their third party or whatever the fuck. Okay. I'm important. How I feel is important. It matters that I feel good. It matters that I talk nicely to myself. I only have myself to create and manifest. I better be fucking nice to myself. How dare you talk nastily to yourself? Kind of situation. Because this person, the body of which you're in right now, your soul, they're working very hard for you. The least that you can do is be gentle with them. So that's really, really important. I want to really emphasize, calm yourself. Don't scare yourself anymore. If you tempt, it's a habit. Again, it's another habit to break. You're going to break it. I promise you. At some point, it will just, you will do it enough times. And again, I don't know how long it will take you on your own. In coaching, it certainly speeds up. It will click in within your mind like, holy shit, bananas. I am more resonating with the calm talk, the talk that is for me. I am my own calmer downer kind of situation. And I trust this feeling. I trust this feeling more of well being, of my natural deservingness of well being more than the mama drama panorama. Like at some point, it will just like zoom in that the benevolent voice that you have for yourself will overpower everything, and you will look at your fucking fears and all the other bullshit as like, who the fuck are you kind of situation. What did you come here to do? You're an intruder, go fuck yourself kind of situation. And you will have such force and strength to stand up for yourself, like to some kind of intruder that came into your house unannounced or unwanted, kind of like a crazy stalker, kind of situation. You'll be like, "Mm-mm, no, party's over, bye-bye," kind of situation. Like, I'm standing my ground because I know how important I am, and I know how important my energy is. I don't have for fucking ever on this planet Earth. First of all, we could start. Not that you're going to pass away tomorrow, God forbid, no, but time is of the essence. Time is precious. My life is precious, and I only want to dedicate as much time as possible all throughout my day loving life, loving myself, loving my SP, sure, but loving me and loving my life. This creates an irresistible aura around you. Just understand this. Fundamentally, the energy has to change. From you finding fault with yourself has terrible energy around you. All the while you being such a beautiful person. I've seen you, I've coached so many of you. You inspire, I inspire you, you inspire me so much. Like you wouldn't even believe. I really I'm so happy that I'm here and I get to do this with you guys because It really gives my life another level of meaning. And you should know that. You should know how special you are. So praise yourself today, not just emptily, but mean it. Look how beautiful you are, inside and out. Look how you do this special thing, something. Look how you've come a long way, all this way from all these other shit show situations. Again, I've coached enough of you to know the kind of situations people go through. I've gone through them myself. Look how powerful you are, that you're here sitting today, and your biggest problem is SP. You can deal with that, okay? You can certainly deal with that. You need to become irresistible. Place the importance on yourself. I hope I really drive this home today. Really place, like, make it a habit. Again, big distinction, not to be a narcissist, not to be greedy, malicious, and all this kind of fucking shit, which I know that you won't be. Again, the majority of my clients and followers, they're amazing people. But to really start appreciating yourself, to really start appreciating what you give to the world, give more to the world. You will be able to give more to the world in that way, energetically speaking, and in other ways, and more beautiful stuff will return to you. It's just how it works. Okay. So the in between points, so this was my second point. Ask for help, ask for support. Okay. I really want you, like, I talk endlessly about my guardian angels, my support system, like my spiritual squad. I really want to encourage you to develop a very good relationship with your spiritual squad. You have them. You have these angels, you have your guardian angels, you have the universe at your beck and call. You need to ask for support. It's like customer service, you know? Hey, they're kind of like unemployed right now on your team. They're not busy in that sense. So you need to develop this relationship. I'm really perfectly serious when I say this, where you treat them as employees. Okay, here's the next project that we're working on. Please help me out. Even if it's something so subtle, which it's not subtle, but remind me to love myself more. You could say to your angels, or help me lift this heaviness I feel on my heart. Things like that, or whatever, whatever it is you're dealing with. Don't go to them with, oh, let's manifest a text from my SP. Again, yeah, all right, you could do that, but have you changed? That's the most important thing. I'm more interested in you than anything. Because once you change your mind, you change your energy, your SP will come running to you like like a bird on a propeller. It was my old expression from my old channel. Like a bird on a motherfucking propeller, they will run to you because energetically, you're you in the ethers of the universe, you start projecting an amazing energy, something completely different than was there before. So ask angels for help and listen for the answers, look for the answers, hold them in your, it's like your employees. They're your employees. They're here to fucking help you. That's what they're there for. You've made agreements with them. Okay, this very SP, he or she, did not show up by chance in your life. So there's a certain way that they personally, okay, one-on-one with you, kind of like coaching, will guide you through not only getting a text, which is, yeah, okay, whatever, but will guide you to become that person. If you're not going to come into coaching, they will guide you. They will inspire you. Go here, go to this, tupatu, tupatu, tupatu. You have access to that. Like all day long, just state your desire and show up for your desire, right? They have to see that you're also doing something, exactly like in coaching. It's kind of like, I cannot do your push-ups for you. Angels treat you the same exact way. Like, I cannot do your push-ups for you. I can only inspire you, suggest to you. I'm speaking for myself and for your angels. But you're gonna have to, in the physical world and on your own as a student of life, you're going to have to take action, okay, for this to materialize, for the change to start happening. Will there be moments where you need a little help? Like I said, please lift this heaviness off my heart, or please show me a sign you're still here, things like that. They will be happy to. I've experienced that over and over and over and over and over in my life, which is just the most incredible things, really, that I cannot credit to anything, even if I wanted to. Okay, but by now I know better. I've known better for quite some time. So ask for support. The third point, right, is the power of forgiveness. And this is really, really powerful. Really, really powerful and really beneficial. So many times I find that people come into my coaching and they're sometimes even under the impression that they've forgiven that person or they've forgiven somebody else. It doesn't have to be your SP, it could be maybe a former SP or a parent or somebody else altogether. And I want to tell you this right now, again, very powerfully, and I hope you listen. The power of forgiveness cannot be understated, cannot be overstated, understated, however you say it. It's the most important thing on planet Earth. Why? Again, you cannot afford to be a hoarder of unforgiveness because it's very, very heavy duty energy. It will deprive you of money. It will deprive you of happiness. It will deprive you of fucking everything, darling. Okay, I had to learn that really hardcore over 10 years ago. Okay, it was a very brief moment in my life when I've harbored unforgiveness. And that literally brought me to my knees. Okay. For a very short while there, 6 months out of my life, I ate shit. Okay. Until such time that I really became on purpose and said, okay, I really have to forgive these people. And I've been, it was simultaneous with somebody really fucking me over, okay, in business. And, I tried very hard, but I just couldn't get there, couldn't get there with forgiveness. Until one night, I was so desperate in every shape or form. Just, like mentally was really unhappy, financially unhappy, in every way. Okay. And I was humble enough to say, okay, angels, just guide me. I want to forgive these. There were a few people, like 3 or 4 people that I really needed to forgive. Okay. And here's what I learned from this process. It's not about the person who fucked you over. Okay. It's not about the person who tried to wreak havoc on your life. Have you learned anything? Okay. Have you learned anything? And are you then looking at the situation that seems like it shouldn't have been? But what kind of golden nuggets are you missing in this situation? Okay. Because everything can be empowering or disempowering. Are you looking at the situation that happened, let's just say in your past? Maybe you haven't forgiven your ex, maybe you haven't forgiven your mother, you haven't forgiven. Are you looking at it, this was against me rather than this is for me? And I can give you an example right now. Okay. My mother, who is a fucking narcissist, a malicious one, who cares? I have zero resentment towards that woman, but completely. I've parted with that resentment a long time ago. And it's not one of the people that I had to forgive. But I'm just giving you an example where I came to this understanding that there was a reason why she was in my life. And the reason was that I could teach others to overcome the same scenario. And I'm here today, like coaching so many people with narcissistic parents that I have exactly the answer for them. Had it not been for my mother, I would be fucking clueless. Okay. And personally, I derive such pleasure from helping people overcome what the narcissistic parent or narcissistic partner instills in you, because that's a really heavy duty toxic abuse and attack. Okay. And I really derive a lot of pleasure of like, here's the shortcut, here's how you can achieve that. So anything that you are struggling with forgiving, okay, like as a for instance, the haters, okay, sorry. I hit my light. The haters, I hold no resentment towards them whatsoever. I don't. I think everything they threw on me essentially bounced back and backfired on them. I feel sorry for them. They don't know the laws of the universe. They're in the manifestation community pretending to know manifestation. That's so sad. It really is. Okay? And they fucked themselves so bad. Like I don't hold any resentment towards them, not because they fucked themselves so bad, but I am deeply grateful for this situation, for really building more encouragement in my heart to help people and to come out even stronger, to build my business even stronger, to be more precise with my message, to be more deliberate about it. Sometimes you need a little whoop ass, kind of deal. Thank you very much. Learn my lesson. I'm going to be way more deliberate about my coaching on the internet. I wasn't gonna. I took it for granted. I went on record saying that, but now I have a whole lot of fucking appreciation for the work I do. I thank you for the bottom of my heart. Haters, I love you. I really do. I'm not being, facetious. Really, this builds such love inside of me. And the other thing I wanted to say is like it really encouraged me to be who I really am. Sometimes I don't show my real kind of heart that is completely pure and innocent, wishing nobody ill. I'd never wish anybody ill, let alone my haters. All I wanted for them to do is to go the fuck away and leave me the fuck alone. That's not a bad thing. Okay. It just really encouraged me to show my real self, how absolutely pure at heart I am, even though, and many people in the past tried to break that within me and couldn't. Okay, completely could not, because I was committed to the purity of my heart. Okay, and it encouraged me again to show it more, not to shy away from it, but to show it more. This is who I really am. I didn't really want to show it because whatever, that's my protection in a sense, like in the real world. But now somehow I'm encouraged to be more of exactly who I am, the sweet person that I really am, the hardworking person that actually really fucking deeply cares about people. Okay. And people will project their own shit. That's their own bullshit. I've learned it even more, how unfortunately, and this, my heart goes out to the haters, not for nothing. It's like, I feel for you that you don't understand that you're enough, that you're very insecure, and that you feel the need to get attention this way, that you have mom and dad issues and deeply rooted issues. That's for shit, sure. I really feel for you, but I hope you learned a lesson that you don't have to do that, and I hold no resentment whatsoever. So you see, everything can be empowering. Everything can be, you reminded me of how amazing this right here, this moment in my life is, helping other people. I literally took it for granted, thinking, well, I'm good at it, so whatever. Didn't have the same appreciation. Now, every single thing that I do, every single message that I write, every single short, that I select and this and that, my assistant helps me because technology, um, but everything is so purposeful, with so much love. I always, now I'm like 24/7 zoomed in on like, this is my purpose. And I know this is my purpose because, listen, I've had a lot of, personal meditations and realizations and aha moments, like to come to this, like, this is actually really my purpose. Yes, I have other businesses, etc., but I don't know how to say it. This speaks so much inside of my heart that I finally am going to let myself be exactly what I'm supposed to be, meaning an open book. And I've been an open book. It wasn't like I was hiding anything, but be more of who I really am. I don't know if that makes sense. Let's move on. Enough about me. To be exactly who I am without hiding, without maybe feeling like I'm going to be attacked for my vulnerability, etc., etc. I've already been attacked. It's too late. I might as well be exactly who I am. That kind of situation, if that makes any sense. So that experience really healed me. And so, it's like, if I'm going to be anybody, I'm going to be exactly myself. I'm going to show the world exactly, now that I've decided to stick around and be here for the long run. Because I just wasn't gonna. All right. So, in the same manner, darling loves, hi, Lavender's Lysol, big kiss. In the same manner, transmute all of your drama, transmute all of your shame, transmute all of your hard times, and derive the golden nuggets. they're there. I promise you they're there. You, at first blush, you misjudged the situation. You only took away the pain. Go back to it. Again, if you're not going to do it in coaching and do it on your own, I had to go back in the case of 10 years or over 10 years ago now. The people that harmed me, I realized, whoa, there was so much that happened because of these people that was so good for me that I didn't pay attention to. I was only focused on the worst part. And perhaps that was the time for them to bow out of my life. Okay. So so much is really just ingrained in those experiences, those emotions. They're not just pain. There is appreciation underneath it that you're not really acknowledging right now. You're the person sitting here because of those people. Find those golden nuggets, transmute your pain, transcend it, alchemize it, and really create the golden nuggets even out of those dark things. Okay, out of those dark memories, out of those dark situations. And I know some people, listen, I've worked with all sorts of people. Okay, I've worked with people who were molested in their childhood, you name it. Like, you're not going to surprise me. Even in those instances, there's something to be grateful for. Not for the experience, obviously, because that was really fucking traumatic and catastrophic. But there's something that in there still, something that you can derive from it, and it will be person by person, that actually will help you get rid of the unforgiveness and only focus on the gratitude. Can I tell you something? It will revolutionize your life is the understatement of the century. You will have gotten rid of so much darkness out of your life, so much dark energy, so much heaviness will leave your heart. You will hardly believe it. You will hardly believe it. You will be like, "Oh my God, I've been wasting my time all this time being resentful towards these people. It's not worth it." Understand, first of all, that everybody here on planet Earth is in school. We're all learning here. So sometimes it's not sometimes, all the time. People are doing the best with what they know how to. Okay, there some people are really misguided, but even that, this is the best what they know how to do. They don't have another consciousness level. Now, are you going to judge them for that? You can, or you can just say, you know what, you don't know any better. It's like Jesus, forgive them, Father, for they not know not what they do. Okay, it's like, again, turning it around from this was there to harm me to this was here to serve me. And now the question becomes, if it's serving me, how is it serving me? Okay, and then, oh man, you get to revolutionize your life from top to bottom. Really, if you start looking at things, all the things that you're ashamed of, all the things that you would rather not have lived, all the things that tupa 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 tu that you would rather not think of, if you make good with all of this, I am lost for words. The kind of revolution that will take place in your life, because I had to do it for myself. You will be wiped clean. You will be unparalleled in manifestation, no matter what subject on. And it doesn't have to be, again, it does not have to be that it's a former lover, or it's not connected in that sense. Unforgiveness is unforgiveness. Resentment is resentment. Anger is anger. Empty that shit. No one's going to come and help you do it. That person will return and apologize when you forgive them. It doesn't work any other way around. Okay. When you decide to forgive them, if you still want an apology, like me, I don't give a shit about apologies. People who I no longer want to speak to, you know what I mean? It's like, forget it. I'm doing it for me. Do it for yourself. And if it's a speed that you want, to receive an apology, you will, but only once you forgive them. Even though I understand that it's very hard, here's an exercise to take home tonight. And I have so many more notes, so stick around till the end. And big thumbs up and big subscribe for those newcomers and lovely people joining in. Here's an exercise I did. I listed for each person who pissed me off, okay, and I was unforgiving. 11 years, 11 years ago now. I wrote out, okay, here's the three things that really fucked me up about you, kind of situation. And you'll have your reasons, obviously. And then here are the three things that I'm deeply grateful for, that it could not have happened without your presence in my life. And you will find, if you do this correctly and you meditate on it and you really are intending to forgive this person, even if it's your SP, especially if it's your SP, I should say, you will find that the stuff that they brought into your life that's good far outweighs energetically the bad stuff. You will start weeping, maybe you will start crying, your heart will expand. Okay, and don't go with your logical mind. They don't deserve it, they never apologized. You're doing it for you. Forget it. Forget what they did, what they didn't do. You're doing it for you. It's your job to take care of your emotional health, and that's the priority number one. Leave everything else behind. Start with this. In fact, everything else will be like, if you do nothing else that suggest today, and you just do this, you would have won at life. And if you just make it a practice, when you feel some kind of anger or friction and forgiveness, just stop yourself. Hey, I need to forgive. I need to forgive. I need to let go. I don't want to engage in the mama drama panorama in that sense. No, thank you. All right. So the follow up with that is, don't be afraid of your darkness. A lot of people, they come to me again, and I coach all sorts of interesting people. As I've mentioned, I'm deeply fascinated with this work, more than I let on in the beginning. Okay. Like I said, I'm going to be more myself. I mean, I've read so many books on psychology. I took classes. This fascinates me beyond reason, this work. And this is why, not only because from the psychological point of view, but from the point of view of seeing somebody do better, I think that's the greatest thing that I can do with my life, basically. And I'm not, see, in the ears of, this is why I was resisting to talk like this, is because in the ears of somebody who, I don't know, is projecting their own bullshit, it will sound fake, but to me, this is as real as it is. So I'm going to allow myself to be this way more and more. So don't be afraid of your darkness. That's the other thing. Okay. Study it. Embrace it. You have a dark side. Everybody has. Now, what is a dark side? It's not like you turn into an evil person, but not all is light in that sense. Not all is happiness and this and that. Like, sometimes you're grumpy, sometimes you're sad, maybe sometimes this, that, and the other. Embrace it. Don't reject it. Welcome all ideas. You are an amalgamation of ideas, of memories, of experiences. If you're going to start ejecting things out of creation, you're not going to end up anywhere good. I would suggest you rather make friends with your darkness, and this way it becomes a friend and not an enemy. When you're a whole person, in other words, where you're not just demanding perfection out of yourself, where you allow yourself to fail, you allow yourself to not be perfect. Okay, like, as an example, maybe not the greatest example, but I didn't do the live yesterday because I felt one more day is really going to help me to come full force 100% for you guys, and this will be more beneficial. Now, I could have been down on myself. I've let people down, this and any other. I never do that shit. I used to in the past, but I never do this shit. I embrace all the imperfections, okay, of being a human. I have the light side, I have the dark side. Sometimes I don't feel, 100%. Sometimes I feel on top of the world. All of this is you. So if you're going to rebuttal your dark side or your dark memories or whatever, or other things within you that you're still working out, make friends. Even make friends with your fears and ask them questions. Like, you see how when you go from rebuttaling somebody or something, okay, to curiosity, like, I wonder why you're showing up still, or I wonder why I'm rejecting this. Why am I afraid of this? I shouldn't be. Don't activate the fear with more fear. Ask a question. You know how disarming that shit is? Try it out. Again, another exercise. Ask the fear, why are you showing up? what's the real purpose here? And really, like, if you write it out, and the fear is presenting the case. Let's just say the fear is, oh, you'll never get married. Really? How is that possible? Only I get to decide if I'll ever get married again. Okay? If I want, if I'm going to focus, if I'm going to let go of the fear, first of all, that I'm never going to get married or something to that effect, never going to get my SP, I for sure will get married and will have my SP. And get married to that SP while I'm at it. How you like me now? Kind of situation. Okay. So this idea is bogus. It's a very simple, kind of example, but you have your own personable example, which will be a lot easier to unravel. Okay. Just because the fear is showing up, first of all, you don't have to accept it. Secondly, it's based on somebody else's idea, and like holds no merit whatsoever. There's no evidence to back it up. Okay, why in the world would I buy into this idea when I can simply relinquish it with love? It doesn't have to be me. I want to get married, and I will. That's it. No struggle. No like, and then the fear will be like, oh, all right. I'm just looking out for you because, you really want to get married and this and any other. No, don't look out for me this way. Come be my supporter kind of situation. And they will be your supporter by leaving you the fuck alone. Okay. This is how you see how gentle this process is when you allow yourself to be curious, not scared to death again. Okay, when you allow yourself to not freak yourself out, but be like, that's just an idea. I don't have to buy into it. I don't really have to buy into it at all. I don't have to freak myself out. I get to be loving towards myself. This is my commitment towards myself. So even the fears in your presence, they melt away. They're like, we can't do anything with this girl or with this guy. She is completely, on her team. And so, how you like me? It's impossible to shake her. Kind of deal. They will get tired eventually. They will, and leave you the fuck alone. And there will be this. I'm telling you, if you do this, and this is just one of the ways, but if you do this, there will come a moment where, like, you're meditating or you're just going through your day, and the fears, they no longer, like, those fears that right now they're stalking you and harassing you and doing all this fucking bloody shit, they won't be there anymore. And you will be like, time to look for new ones. No, just kidding. You will be like a little bit like, I feel abandoned by my fears. Still laughing. No, you will seriously be like, whoa, so much space in my head just got emptied out simply by you not resisting them, by actually lovingly addressing them as little children who are scared, and you let them freak you out, but they don't know any better. They don't. They're just waiting for you to embrace your darkness as well. Again, everybody has light and darkness within them. Again, doesn't mean that you're evil. Okay, so don't be afraid of your darkness. Study it, embrace it, learn from it, and make good friends with it. This will transform it into a friend rather than an enemy. An enemy living in your mind, you can't afford an enemy like that. You need yourself and your team strong. And even if that means conquering a fear, it's not muscling it to the ground. It's disarming it completely. So it has absolutely nothing to work with. And so it leaves you the fuck alone. Okay, so I think I covered that. All right, so the power of forgiveness. Number 4, put your obsession elsewhere. This is what really helped me, okay, in really reestablishing, first of all, my self-worth after leaving my the last freaking toxic, enormously crazy relationship, and deciding to be on this pathway of I'm only going to be in a healthy relationship, whether that's short term, long term. Okay. The one thing that really helped me was, if I'm going to be obsessed with anything, because in the beginning, temporarily, like, you don't know where to place it. Okay. You've been obsessed about your love life for such a long time, or obsessed about this person. You need to replace it with something, at least temporarily, for it to serve this role. And my suggestion strongly would be to replace it with passions. Your passions, something to do, something to physically do. So, as an example, okay, I talked about it on my previous channel for sure. I'm not sure if I did this on this channel yet, but when I first left my drug addict ex boyfriend, I immersed myself into sewing. Okay, I just started my design company, the fashion design company, and I'm telling you, like I was immersed into it almost intuitively, but also with passion. Okay, because I was so passionate, I was flying on top of the world. And if I wasn't sleeping, which I wasn't sleeping very well, so I maybe like slept like 4 or 5 hours a day, I was sewing. I was design if I was not sewing, I was designing and I was delivering dresses, this, that, and the other. So my entire time was occupied with benefiting me, but focusing on something that I was became obsessed about. And so the energy shifted. Okay. I used this obsession energy where it could really be utilized in a beneficial way for me. And this made it so much first of all, it made it so much easier for me to not go back to this unhealthy relationship yet again, because I did that a couple of times. But also, it really grew my confidence, because when you're obsessed about something, when you pour so much energy into something that really just is yours and yours alone, and nobody can take it away from you. I mean, the hours that I spent like learning and studying, and I mean, I became a virtuoso. Nobody can take this away from you. And your confidence, therefore, grows significantly. You become a different person. You're no longer this small person. You have something that you're good at. You have something that represents you, your personality, who you really are. This is very important, not just because you're going to make money that you really want to make from your passions, which if there's any money to be made that's going to be worth your while and that's going to only augment in your life, it's from your passion. The stuff that you do right now, and I've helped many, many people in my coaching quit their fucking boring jobs very responsibly, mind you, to the point where like I walk them through with the Zoom, sharing the screen, going through how to create a website, all the things. Okay. If you need that, that's included in coaching, as it were. Because, I mean, I've just done it so many different ways. I've been working for myself for over 13 years now. But this really builds a foundation for you rather than obsessing over somebody else and expecting them to make you happy. You're laying the foundation for you, for the kind of person you want to be, okay? For the kind of confidence you want to have. You're going to look at the world in a completely different manner when you have, whether that's a job, you don't have to become an entrepreneur in that sense or create your own company, but when you fuel that energy right now, that you focus so much on your SP somewhere else, first two things get accomplished. As I've mentioned, your confidence grows, you make a lot more money, but also your SP, your darling SP, will feel energetically that you're no longer fucking obsessed with them. That energy went somewhere else, you see, to benefit you, literally in fucking dollars in your bank account, okay? In self-esteem, how you walk, how you present yourself, other people appreciating your work, do ba do ba do ba do. You're a fucking superstar now, and now your SP is like, oh, can you come back or something? Can I come back? That kind of deal. I've had that happen so many different ways. Even my drug addict ex-boyfriend tried to come back. Like that never happened, by the way. Not that I mean, obviously didn't want him back for shit, but he tried to several times when he started looking on my website and that I'm not desperate. It was the first time, okay, ever. Because I left him and I went back very shortly, like within 2 weeks. Yeah, whatever. So those were the times, don't you know? But when he saw that I'm not coming back and it's been months and months and months, he was like, oh shit, okay. So now, and then he was trying to come back, and I was like, no, thank you. I'm having way too much fun by myself. And so that's the other thing. Are you having fun by yourself, right? I believe I mentioned it in the beginning. Are you really having fun being yourself? Is it fun to be with you? Or are you again placing so much importance on this one fucking person that's gonna be yours? Don't worry. They're just a fucking handbag after all. Okay, I used to say this on my predecessor channel a lot. Your SP is just a handbag, a wallet that's coming along for the ride. You're the one who's creating the ride. The journey is yours. This is your life, darling. You're not, don't become the handbag or the wallet for another person. Okay, you create the story, you be this person that you really are, and then they will come along. This is the only way. This is the only way to create the narrative. This is the only way to live a happy life. If you're constantly begging for attention, constantly yearning, you're just going to be miserable. And that's not how things work in any case. Again, I'm not suggesting you be all about yourself, you be narcissistic. But when you have this anchor of your passion, when you know exactly who you are, when you're solidified in this opinion and nobody can fucking shake you can have any fucking SP you want. Okay, that's how it helps you. In addition to all the other goodies that I already mentioned, like making money and having high self-esteem. It's a win-win proposition. Okay. So your projects and your passions. Excuse me one second. Let me just Oh, here it is. Sorry, I knew there was another point to this. When you stop obsessing, right, and giving a shit so much about so like the problem is that you're obsessing, you're the golden Buddha, you're obsessing about somebody else. That's the number one situation. That this obsession energy belongs with you in your fucking projects. Okay? But the other thing is that when you stop giving a shit so much, things just manifest easier. Somehow, when you stop obsessing and giving a shit so much, people and events and circumstances start obsessing over you. Because again, once again, as we said in the beginning, or I said in the beginning, you took your energy and brought it back home. Okay? You playing Cinderella right now. That's another example that came to mind when I was writing my nose. You playing Cinderella right now when the whole fucking castle belongs to you, including the Prince Charming, and you're over there scrubbing the floors. Step out of it, will you? Stop obsessing about anything. Bring your energy home. Understand you are the golden Buddha. You are that billionaire, metaphorically or maybe literally speaking, and you're wasting your attention and energy away instead of focusing on who you really are. That's letting everything come to you, your SP, your promotions, whatever it is that you're working on. Okay, somehow, again, when you stop obsessing and giving a shit so much, other people, including your SP and other things, start obsessing over you. You need to switch, flip the script, switch the roles. That's the only game in town. It's an energy game. If you're going to give away all your energy, you're never going to see it again. Okay? You need to be on par. It needs to be an equal dance. And the way to make it an equal dance is stop giving is stop giving away so much energy. Most of the energy always belongs home. Are you never going to give any energy out? No, of course. Your projects, your relationships, your people. But the majority of the energy stays in house. That's how you are becoming mega attractive, mega magnetic. And nobody can take that shit away from you. But nobody. It's called boundaries, it's called self respect, self esteem, and most importantly, knowing when to not give too much. Don't be a people pleaser all over again in that sense. And remember, this is a game of energy, very much so. Your energy is worth gold. It's worth so remember every time you try, every time you waste your time spying on them on social media, if that's what you do, every time you worry, you're spending your golden energy in an irresponsible way. Start being responsible and very methodical, very focused, very concentrated how you spend your golden energy, and very much expect that this investment in the right way will bring tremendous dividends. Okay? So you need to change your own mind, and permanently so. Let me just hold on. I have so many notes. I don't know where to go first. One second. Just a second, guys. I'm so sorry. This is very important. Okay. If you if you're not ready. So in other words, I have said all of these things now, and maybe some of it will help you. I certainly hope so. If you yourself are not determined to make this change, this vibrational change within yourself, understand once again that your angels, the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, your helpers, your spiritual squad, they're not going to give you more. It's a stage kind of situation. It's like one stage is fishing yourself out of the misery towards hopefulness. Out of the hopefulness, then you're determined, then you're knowing, then you're believing. Okay, maybe actually believing and then knowing. Okay, if you're not making any attempt in the right direction, like, don't expect miracles to happen. Miracle, the so-called miracle, the complete revolution of your life happens in stages. So I really want to drive this point home with you, because it just kind of, like, when I was sitting down and writing my notes, it just came to me as a channeled message where here's a little piece. Okay, reach this vibration right now. Again, if you're feeling miserable, reach for hopefulness and stay there. Once you're there, they're going to give you more. Out of the hopefulness comes determination, and then more, and then more. It will, in other words, it will be too jarring for you to hoop from misery to ecstasy. Your body will not be able to sustain it. Like, I had to postpone the live myself because of the quantum leap that I had, okay, on Wednesday. It was really fucking powerful. And this was the most powerful quantum leap of my life for sure. But I remember the quantum leap that I had 10 years prior. That was nothing compared to this. And so you're not going to have these quantum leaps like every year, even, to this capacity, to with this intensity. So in other words, your body, your being, your mind, your emotional state needs to adjust gradually. This is really important. The one that starts the ball rolling is you, with your decisions. Again, what kind of standards am I going to expect in my life or from my SP now? Okay, and that's how you get the ball rolling. You need to start. In other words, you need to snap yourself out somehow, out of the state you're in right now, whether that's a song, whether that's a food you like to eat, and stay there, not just for 5 minutes. Stay there for a couple of days and show your determination to your angels, to your spiritual squad, to God, to whomever, to the universe. I'm ready. I'm emotionally, vibrationally determined to make this change. It is not going to happen any other way. That's what my point is. It's not going to happen any other way. Don't wait for them to give you more things to elevate unless you show up prepared. It's kind of like, if you want to get hired for a job, you need to demonstrate your readiness, kind of situation. But once you are demonstrating it, they will take you by the hand and be like, "Oh, now we see you try. Thank you very fucking much for getting off your ass, vibrationally speaking. Great. Now we'll give you more inspiration." And you will see the universe responding to you with the signs, with the inspiration, things suddenly going your way. And you're like, whoa, all this time before I was wasting time being miserable. Yes, you were. Yes, you were. I mean, what do you want me to say? You weren't? You were. You were. You can do it right now. That you choose not to do it, or maybe are not aware of, the fact that you can do it. I'm telling you right now, it's up to you. If it is to be, it is up to me, you could say to yourself in the mirror. So let me just read this one more time. If you're not ready for the next small improvement in your vibration expectation, they're not going to give you more. Don't wait for it. Okay? You're not ready in that sense. You have to acclimate gradually to the frequency where you make peace, total peace, okay, with where you are right now, and are willing to deliberately work on your frequency, no longer looking for the answers or solutions in others on the outside. In other words, if it's exactly what I said, if it is to be, it is up to me. I'm no longer looking for SP as a substitute for happiness. I'm sorry to say, but that's what it is. You're holding this person accountable for your happiness, but you have the happiness inside that maybe is unexplored to you right now. Believe me, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. The kind of happiness levels that you can produce inside yourself and by yourself, with your meditations, with your deliberate work on yourself, on your frequency, when you're no longer waiting for anybody to save you, okay? When you're in charge of your motherfucking life, okay? Everything starts chasing you, your SP including, because that's just how it works. It doesn't work that your SP shows up and hoopla, your life is wonderful. So, I mean, what are you saying then? You're going to need them every time to feel happy and to feel relief. That relationship is not going to last very long, okay? Because you're always going to need them to feed you. And I don't know a single relationship that can survive. That's dysfunctional, okay? This is just not going to happen. So, in a sense, the universe did you a humongous favor. If you don't have your SP right now, it means you will not be able to keep them. The vibration that you have going on, the universe is ever so benevolent. Either took the old version out of your reality because vibrationally you're not a match to the version that you want. And so, ever so benevolently, the universe took that version out and told you, hey, not verbatim, but kind of like, with events, told you, you have work to do, darling. And if you want that version that you say you want, you need to rise in frequency. And then you can have your fucking SP. And then not only you can have them, but you will keep them. So this is all for you. It's not against you. It's, believe me, if you don't have them right now, it's for your own good. It's because you would frustrate the fuck out of yourself having this dysfunctional conversation vibrationally and with words, so if they're not with you right now, thank God, thank the universe, thank you very much, I deserve better. And you do, because again, chances are they're not behaving the way that you want them to anyway. You don't want that fucking shitty version anyway. You want to rise up in frequency, be in charge of your life, okay, completely. Even if retired, still doesn't matter. You can still have a rich life that is authentically yours, rising frequency. In other words, you don't have to create your own business and this and that. Rise in frequency and then see that perfect version show up. Don't look for them as they're the savior of your life. They are not. If anything, they should see you as the savior of their life. Like, they should kiss your fucking feet and be like, thank you for letting me back into your life. Thank you for forgiving me. Thank you for being with me. You're the most wonderful person ever on planet Earth. That's what should happen. Okay, that you understand the dynamic is completely fucked up. You're the golden Buddha and you're looking for emotional support from some SP, as lovely as they are, they're just a figment of your imagination. They're your creation, and you're posing so much importance on them rather than saying, hey, you coming along for the ride, all right, motherfucker? Excuse me, let me have a sip of my coffee. Now I'm a coffee drinker, don't you know? It happened. What are you to do when somebody sends you a case of coffee? Anyway. Any questions, guys? Really quick. Forgot about questions. I've gotten so used to just talking to myself. All right. So you guys get it, right? Um, Let me cover this point really quick. Joining the right high frequency will give you your SP. No questions asked. Joining the right high frequency, the right timeline. It will give you your SP like this. You won't have to try. You won't have to do shit. All you have to do is show up and vibrate in a different way with a different mentality, different understanding of how the universe actually operates. Right now, what you're doing is not working. Let's try a different way. You don't have to work so hard on the outside. It's very arduous. It's very pointless. Put all of that work in towards yourself, towards those passions. What that will bring is unimaginable. Your life and world will transform. And on that high frequency, everything will just be like this. How much easier? How much? And then you can be like, everybody, women, some women in my coaching, they go, Anna, I want to be the prima donna of my relationship, more or less, kind of deal. I want to have my say. I want to be the priority. Then you'll be the prima donna of your relationship. Not in an abusive way, obviously, but yes, you'll have them at your beck and call. When you are vibing high, nobody can resist you. Nobody can resist you. When you're in appreciation of yourself, yes, even of your dark moments and who you've become because of this, okay? When you're in appreciation of what you represent in the world, knowing just 100% that you bring gold to the world. There isn't a question in your mind anymore that, oh, I'm this little person, I'm insignificant. Forget that shit. It doesn't become you. Stop playing that little fucking role for nobody to appreciate. Have you been paying attention? It's not who you are. Forget that shit. This world, it comes with all sorts of disappointing circumstances. You belong on the golden Buddha motherfucking timeline where you're so in tune with yourself, you're so in appreciation of everything that came before, that is happening now, that's what's to come, things that you're conjuring up in your imagination, and what you did with what you had to work with. Everybody has fucking challenges. Everybody has mama drama panorama. I have had my own share of mama drama panorama. You could say I had the choice. I didn't see it as a choice myself personally, but certainly some people may have seen it as a choice to really descend deep down underground into the darkness and just declare my life as a failure or make lemonade out of lemons and be like, you know what, this too shall serve me. Let me figure out how. When you're in tune like this with yourself, it's not like, again, it's not like everybody doesn't have challenges. Everybody has challenges. What you make of those challenges and the kind of person that you become and how you turn the situation around in your favor any fucking way, that will speak to your success. This is what will create your successful reality. And then SP my fucking ass. You can have 300 million SPs overnight. But you see this confidence that brings you, I'm worthy. I belong. This universe supports me. I'm appreciative of my every single breath. I'm appreciative of this opportunity to redo it all. Doesn't matter what I did before. Right now is the time for my revolution. For the revolution that's about to take in your place, this epic comeback that your fucking SP will not recognize you. Before you used to be this needy person, melting ice cream on the floor. You're not that fucking person. Stop pretending to be. Watch how your life transforms. Watch how your life and relationships transform. Okay. I believe there's one more thing that I really wanted to tell you. Look at my notes. No, I don't want to show you. There's other things on it. Uh, So everything can be empowering or disempowering, right? I already touched on that a little bit, depending how you look at it. So don't reject anything. Don't exclude anything out of your history. Okay, it all made you who you really are. In that sense, don't. It's like Jim Rohn said, one of my favorite speakers. Of course, he's no longer with us, but I'm going to paraphrase, but he said something to the effect of, don't wish life to be easier. Wish for yourself to be stronger and better. Okay, it's going to rain on your parade too, but what do you make of it? It's not like if you don't see somebody struggle and be, just kind of like really heavy duty depressed, it's not because nothing happened to them. It's because they chose another way. They chose to alchemize it and produce something, a revolution in their life. This is your opportunity right now with your SP, with whatever mama drama panorama you're dealing with. How am I going to come out victorious, yes, even out of this dire situation that I'm presented with, perhaps today? Okay. So don't wish for challenges to cease. They're not going to stop coming. It's the kind of the person that you're becoming in the process. And then when you have your SP, you look at them and you're like, my God, you're the reason. You're the reason that not only, first of all, that I started loving myself, that I'm a completely different person and I've jumped timelines. You served your role so beautifully. You played the role so beautifully. Thank you. Of course, they'll never understand the depth of what they created in your life. And provided you still want them. Sometimes people go through my coaching and do everything I just described and more, because it's individual and custom made my coaching. And sometimes they change their mind. That happens too, because on that higher frequency, they no longer bode well with this person energetically and they start realizing I can do better. That happens too. Okay. But the thing is, will the challenges stop coming? No. That's not what life is. You just deal with them in a more efficient way, in a more creative way. Start being creative. Don't reject the experience you're going through. Start being creative about it. Start being fearful. Start being fearless. This too shall serve me. My job is to find out how. All experiences, so welcome all experiences, stop resisting them. This will make you free and fearless. Just notice the energy of, I'm afraid that my SP might get married to the third party. I'm afraid I'll never get married to them. I'm afraid I'll never have them. That's a lot of fucking fear, and it doesn't really serve you. If you let go of it and you say, you know what, even if they did, I can have them back. Let's just say, even if they got married to somebody else, which I know people are so scared to even pronounce that, but that's the thing, right? If you disable your fears, if you disempower them and you start being free, okay, so what's the worst that can happen? They get married to somebody else? Well, just as they got married to that person, they could divorce, you could say. It's not the end of the world. It's not, again, it doesn't determine my happiness. Okay, it should be their fucking problem how they can get the divorce really quick to come and be with me. That doesn't determine my worth, doesn't determine my happiness in that sense. So you allow yourself, and what happens, right? They don't have to actually go get married to somebody. So again, don't freak yourself out. What you're doing though, you're disempowering your fears. You're disempowering that, the shed storm that they're trying to convince you of some horrible shed. When you stop having resistance, they no longer have a hold on you. Now you get to be fucking creative. You're no longer clouded by these fears of what if this, what if this, who gives a shit? What if I get what I want? Any fucking way. Yes, in this situation, in this dire situation I'm facing. What if that's the outcome? And then naturally so, maybe it's not natural to you now to think this way. Naturally so, you will start connecting to that parallel timeline. Decisions are necessary, as I said in the beginning, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to start connecting to that parallel timeline where you're already living this out, and you doing this work of forgiveness and relinquishing the fears, being nicer to yourself. Like slowly you're massaging yourself, and papa, 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 one event, one coincidence, one sign, one day, everything is just changing around you because you committed yourself to the how, not the how, but the what. You said, I want chupa. This is my decision. I want to live in a world like this. I've left behind all of that mumbo jumbo. In fact, I made it serve me in the process. But I understand that I'm about to quantum leap. I'm about to have an epic comeback. And all of these fears, as monstrous as they seem, and all of the circumstances, they're in fact elevating me. They're pushing me towards something more wonderful. Okay. If you start seeing it this way, if you start seeing it that it's all in your favor, it's going to start working in your favor, no matter what the fuck it is. If you are pure at heart and you're benevolent, you can have anything work in your favor. But I mean, the universe just supports you so much. It's frightening sometimes because they're really powerful. Your spiritual squad, they just want to see you try. They just want you to make an effort to start changing your mind, to start changing your vibration. And again, as I've said already, they will pull you by the hand and get you over that hump of, oh, this is so impossible. It's so possible. You don't even understand. You don't even understand with the level of ease that will be yours when you're interpreting everything for you. And it's new, I understand. And I already said, people pleasers in particular, they have a hard time because chances are they grew up with a parent who like conditioned them over and over and over to believe that the world is a scary place, that you need to be afraid of everything, the germs, the politicians, this, that, you name it, everything under the sun. And so you internalize this, like the world is a scary place, it's to work against me. Slowly but surely, if you part with this idea and say, no, the world is me, the world is my spirit squad, they want the best for me, this challenge right here ain't shit, I got this. In fact, I'm going to relish in the process of how this too will turn around in my favor. But I understand it takes some time to process and have that mentality, have that attitude. What I am saying though is that the level of ease of your experience, even though challenges may arise, the way that you will handle those things will not be with fear, will not be, I'm rejected or I'm doomed or this and that. It will be like, something interesting is coming up. I cannot wait to see how this will turn out in my favor. Okay. And this is how to have the epic comeback on your SP. Let me just check my notes really quick. There might be something here still that I haven't. Oh, yes, there is. Absolutely is. A couple more notes. Number 5, I totally forgot. I'm so sorry. Embrace and love every single part of you. Okay, but we already kind of covered it where make good with both sides. Your dark side and your light side has to be whole. Okay, you can't reject parts of yourself and talk badly about yourself and really be magnetic. Okay. But the last thing, actually, not the last thing, number 6, um, is have selfless acts of kindness, whatever that happens to be. It works like magic when I know you're going to say, well, I'm in this position. I feel sad. I feel grumpy. I feel miserable. But what if you just set that aside and went to help somebody who's really in need today? Like maybe donate to the church or to donate to some organization, to charity. Maybe just help somebody in the street who doesn't have anything to eat tonight. You will feel so much better about just being able to do something, and it will snap you out of your misery, just kind of like there's always people that are suffering more. And then it will be kind of like a luxury you can't afford anymore, to be in this grumpy mood and really being upset. You will see how you can do something about your mood. Like really going and doing something for somebody else who's maybe in a much worse position than you, or doing something out of the goodness of your heart really elevates your spirit. I don't know how it works, it just does. Whether that's, again, if you just donate to charity, it doesn't have to be like a bunch of money, especially like if you're struggling with money, as a for instance. And all you can do, like that used to be me when I was a model in New York and I had like $2 in my pocket. I would go and donate it to a church. Okay. Now I grew up in two religions, but primarily we went to church because my dad is Orthodox Christian. But I would go to the church and donate it, and I would feel so good about not just myself, but about the act itself. I would be like, this is holy. This is a holy act. I'm doing something good. It will change your perspective dramatically. If you can volunteer, somewhere and help the less fortunate in whatever shape, like you don't have to join an organization. You could just like give something away, that you don't need in your closet or whatever, do something kind for somebody today. You will feel so much better. And again, it will set the perspective in your mind in such a way where like, I have nothing to complain about. DSP my fucking ass. I can become a better version of myself. No problem. I'm so fucking serious. It just humbles you. humbles you and snaps you out, and you start thinking like, I'm being a little bit of a brat here, a little bit, no? If there's something I can do about my situation, then I should stop complaining. I should really start taking action. And the last thing, okay, that's really, for me, I've been meaning to share this, the selfless acts of kindness. Again, doesn't have to be, if you have nothing to give, just give a compliment, give a smile, smile at somebody, be kind. Kindness is being kind, even if somebody's unkind, especially if someone has been unkind, being kind, not just to your own detriment, but being kind irregardless, just keeps your soul so pure, keeps your energy so pure, and it does magic for you in your life. Just, it's a lot, it's a very attractive and magnetic thing to be kind to other people, is what I want. But don't do it just to get a gold star. Really feel it in your heart. That's how it helps you most. And number 7, get deliberate. Get deliberate. How much time do you have? Okay, I don't like to wait for shit. If I can do it right now, I'm doing it right now. Let's get this pumping. Don't delay. Don't procrastinate. Don't wait for a sign from the universe. This is your fucking sign. Okay. Hello. How are you? This is your sign. Get deliberate, get deliberate, get behind the wheel of your fortune, of you, not just fortune as in money, of your fortune as in your life. You are creating your life. It's so within your hands. It's ridiculous. You can start today. Go back and watch it from the very beginning. This is the longest live ever. I understand, but good shorts are going to come out of it, as I said. It's for you to decide. Don't wait for your fucking SP to decide shit. You're the fucking decider. You need to start deciding shit. And they will naturally follow. If you're going to wait for somebody to decide, you will wait forever. Who has time like that? Who has forever? You're gonna be like in your 90s still waiting there. You know what I mean? No, get off your vibrational ass. Start commanding vibrationally. What kind of energy, in essence, having settled this, am I showing up with? Am I showing up with, I'm happy irregardless? I'm happy irregardless of what happened. I've processed my unforgiveness. I have made a deliberate effort to invest in myself in whatever shape or form that takes. How am I showing up vibrationally? It's my duty and obligation, you should say to yourself, to show up happy inevitably, no matter what. Okay? And then I know what to expect. It will be like this. Then you'll know it's logical, completely inevitable, imminent, that if I get happy, okay, very simplistically put, if I have my shit together, I'm no longer waiting for somebody to make me happy. The happy version of them will show up, and the version that I've been wanting all this time, thinking that if I'm miserable, they should make me happy. No, if I'm happy, the right version shows up, and then we just dance forever till the end of motherfucking time. And some people will say that's unfair. No, that's totally fair. Just you give, you receive what you give. It's as simple as that. So show up as a superstar, show up as a golden Buddha, and you'll know very well what to expect. You need this epic comeback. You need this energy in your life for good, for your own good and for good. Then you know how to manifest. Then you know that you rule the world for sure. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Lots of material to watch today. Thank you again. Let me know if Sunday is what you prefer. I actually kind of like the vibe of Sunday, and this was the Church of Magic and Miracles, by the way. But I'll see you next week, and hope you enjoyed. By the way, the audio that I record, the really long audio. All the material on this channel is so inspired, and some of it is really long. The audio of the timeline jump. Hope you enjoyed that one. If you haven't heard it yet, then go listen to it next. All right. Thank you very much for watching. And those who are watching, big thumbs up and big subscribe. And all information from me again is below. If you have any questions, please email me. Thank you. Until the next. Big kiss. Ciao, ciao.